In this tutorial, you are going to learn how to set up a starter smart contract with Foundry and ThirdWeb. Foundry provides the fastest way to test your smart contract with Solidity. On the other hand, ThirdWeb provides extensions, a Solidity library of reusable and secure smart contracts. Once this contract is built, we can deploy it and get a dashboard that helps us interact with it. Last but not least, ThirdWeb allows us to create contracts and share them with team or everyone. The first step is to fork Forge Starter from ThirdWeb example. I will drop the link in the description, so get it and follow along. To copy the repository, you can use GitHub CLI, Git, open with GitHub Desktop, or download zip. I'm going to open it with Visual Studio Code, one of the most popular editors, and let's install the dependencies. What we need are OpenZeppelin contracts and ThirdWeb contracts. Copy this code and install it. One thing that we can do is to use Forge Remapping. It creates a remapping that can improve our development experience. So as you can see, instead of using module ThirdWeb, we can just use ThirdWeb later on contract import. Create a remappings.txt file and copy-paste the code that we have generated with Forge Remappings. Before importing the contract, it's good to know that there are two types of extensions. A base contract that you can build upon and feature for you to implement. On the left side, you can find more information about the base contract and about the contract that you can use under features. For this video and as example, we are going to use ERC20. Let's move to contract.sol that you can find under source. Import ERC20. It starts with ampersand ThirdWeb-dep as we stated in the remappings. Then we extend the contract to ERC20 base. In the constructor of our contract, we pass the name and symbol. We create a function called mint_weight which uses the _mint function from ERC20 base. This function mint a token amount equal to the amount of weight that the user sent with the call. And we add fallback and receive functions that are executed when a known function is called or there is no data supplied with the function call, respectively. Now let's move to test so we can make sure that everything works as expected. In the test file, we import the contract. We declare the contract and initiate in the setup function. We create our first test with test example. We use the contract to call mint_weight, passing a value of 1 weight. Then we assess that it is equal with assert EQ that the balance is equal to 1. Save the files, move to the terminal and use Forge test to run it. Immediately you should see the result. In this case, everything is okay. So you can see the green OK. Now we are ready to deploy. Let's move to package, and here you can see we have 3 scripts. We can deploy it directly or we can create a release and deploy after. Go to the terminal and run the deploy script. ThirdWeb will compile, process and upload the contract, and it will give you a link for you to deploy it. The link will open automatically, and now let's explore what we have in the user interface. We have the extensions, the input field for the constructor of the smart contract, the blockchain where we are going to deploy, and the button to connect and sign the transaction. As I'm very original with naming, I'm going to call my token token. You can see a 2 in the bottom. What does it mean? It means that you have to sign 2 transactions. And you don't have to worry about adding the blockchain to MetaMask because you can click on switch and ThirdWeb add it automatically to MetaMask without the field field for you. We are using Mumbai testnet. If you don't have enough Matic to pay for transaction fee, you can go to Mumbai Faucet, and here you can claim few Mumbai Matic. You can claim 2 Matic per day if you log in with your Alchemy account, otherwise you can only claim half Matic. Here's the first transaction that we have to sign, and here is the second transaction. Once both transactions went through, you are going to land to the dashboard. Let's take a quick tour on the most important elements that you should know. Here we are in the Contract Explorer, where you can find all the functions. All these functions are from the contract that we extended, except the means which way that we created. Explorer is the tool that allows you to interact easily with all the functions of the smart contract. Under tokens, you have general information about your token, and then you have useful buttons, such as mint. When the time to implement comes, I'm sure that you will find useful the code section, where you can find code snippet for React, JavaScript, Python, and Go. It's also well categorized into read data and write data. It provides snippets for all the functions. In the drop-down, select the function that you want and then click on copy. Now that you see how useful ThirdWeb dashboard is, you can share it with everyone with Release. Release allows you to upload the smart contract to your profile. Here you can add a description, about section. The about section allows markdown format, which means that you can create header or list quickly and then preview it. And because the contract is live on Polygon, we have to switch to Polygon. And then we just have to sign the transaction, so we don't need to pay anything. When the message is long, here is a small tip that I want to share with you. There is a very hidden arrow down that you can click to scroll to the end instead of scrolling. So now this contract is under your profile. People can view all your other contracts, and obviously you can edit your profile so people can find you on social media. So if we click on view all contract, this is the interface where people can see all your other contracts. And if we scroll down, we can find the functions, the events, and the source code of the contract. Everything looks good. Then just deploy. A quick recap of what we have learned in this video, that are to set up a smart contract with Foundry, and then to import ThirdWeb extensions, and finally we learn how to use the dashboard provided by ThirdWeb with deploy and also release. Make me know if there's anything else you want to know in the comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.